go live though.
I'm a Mississippi resident. Might as well. I'm walking through a ghost town. Y'all ain't playing my sounds. Don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Only time I go backwards is when I wanna moonwalk. Don't test me, my mood's wrong. Don't test me, my mood's wrong. We are who we say that we are. You were lost in the stars, and it's all from the start. Never running no pace, never on the right page. But we still read that book, and we still run that race. Ay, Mississippi racer riding out, no shortcuts, no time for that. Mississippi racer riding out till the wheels fall off. I'm driving that. Mississippi racer riding out, we'll stop burning, strike the match. Mississippi racer riding out, red light, green light, red light, good night. Ay, red light, green light, red light, good night. 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 Time to chill, don't sweat it.
What's up, everyone? You know what time it is. It's time to take a birds deep. And it is Kelly Green week. Cool. You're getting an F for prepper. I don't see any Kelly Green on you right now. All right. Diva's got Kelly Green. I got Kelly Green. I even got the Wawa Kelly Green joint going on right here. Come on, cool.
Hey,
you didn't know.
Godfrey,
You forgot about Kelly Green.
I didn't forget about Eagles. I didn't forget about Kelly Green. Godfrey, I got an eagle in the background, and I got an Eagles hat on. Suck it.
Is that a 1980s Eagle though?
I don't know. You tell me.
He looks like he's like 1995, something like that. He looks like a millennial. But no, I'm just.
Well, let me tell you a secret. Since the Kelly Green game technically hasn't happened yet, it would make more sense to wear it next week, which is what I'll be doing.
How are we getting hyped up if it's happened already? But listen, I hear you. I've always been partial.
The game next week? Are we not going to talk about it?
We're going to talk about that, but I'm just saying.
Sunday technically start a new week?
Yeah. Man, but that's like people from the 1950s. No one says my week starts on Sunday anymore.
When did your week start then?
Saying. Monday. All right, Eagles Diva. You're the tiebreaker here. When does your week start? In your head, when does your week start?
Mine starts on Monday.
But listen, I'm just glad.
That's when my new payday starts. That's when my new pay week starts. So that's when my week starts.
I can't knock it, but I will say this. I've always been partial to the Kelly Green, as you can tell by my hat selections a lot of times. I grew up in the Randall Buddy Ryan era. That's where I was
going to make you happy.
Diva, should I just call you Diva? I'm just gonna call you Diva. Should I call you? All right,
that's fine. You can call me Diva.
What era did you grow up in?
I grew up in the Buddy Ryan, Reggie White era.
Is that better for you? Is that better for you? Not for you? Are you feel happy now? Are you giddy inside?
I'm happy.
Okay.
The audience is happy. The audience is very happy. So I like that hat too.
Godfrey giddy. That's important. Let's go.
So what I will say is we had a banger of a game last week, and that was good. Got a lot of stuff to go over. We're going to do the grades as normal. Same format, Gene's celebrating Halloween and his birthday. So, we're just going to chill this week, and we're going to give our grades and come up the top rope if necessary, get the congratulations. I felt good about this win. So, but Kelly Green, I'm going to the game this week. That's why I'm a little hyped about it. My friend, his son, for some god-awful reason, is a Jaguars fan. And he's a Vikings fan. He's taking his son to the game, and he's a Vikings fan. I was like, don't you wear none of those trash jerseys sitting next to me in the end zone. I don't even want to see this mess. I don't have to get in a fight with other fans because it ain't going to be like that. When you sit down in the end zone, people aren't like that, So we got some good seats, but I'm hyped about it.
Okay, people ain't like that.
Yeah. The weird thing is, though, let's talk about this real quick. Our own Dougie Peterson, who is our only Super Bowl winning coach in our Eagles history. Trash Eagles losing this week. Again, if they lose this week, I'll call them trash too. But no. Who are they going to pass to? Jimmy Smith? He's retired. You don't even know who that is. Old Jaguars receiver. But anyway, listen.
Hey John,
this
can I
little
say
off
one
topic?
thing, John, real quick, Godfrey?
Yeah, sure.
Hey John, I know that you want the Eagles to lose, and that's okay. Lots of people want us to lose, but guess what? Doesn't matter what you want; it matters what happened on the field.
John's a
Right.
troll. Nobody paying attention to that.
Yep.
John gonna be looking like his dog after the game when we win. Same eyes and everything. Just lay your head on the counter,
With
John.
the sad face.
Dang.
Dog looks sad.
That's because he
Nothing
knows
to
you're
say.
probably a Cowboys fan. He's like, why did I get this Cowboys fan?
Is he a Cowboys fan?
I don't know.
Oh, he's a Packer. No,
Oh, he's a
I don't know if
Pats.
he's a Pats or are you a
He's a Pats
Green Bay
fan.
Packers or
Oh, he's a
Patriots?
Pats fan? Oh, yeah, he should definitely be sad.
I'll go high,
John,
but when
I don't
y'all
know.
lose, I'll go high like a Cowboy fan.
John, that is a lie. And the truth is not in that. That is a flat out, bold, 100% lie. It's not even an exaggeration. That's a lie. You clearly don't even.
Cowboy fans do high when they lose, though. That is true.
Cowboys fans do. Eagles
Yeah,
fans do
they
not.
go high. They get
That's why
quiet.
we call them cockroaches here in Philadelphia.
We do not
Like-
when we it's a lie.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we see more posts when we lose than when we win.
Yeah. Well, listen, Dougie P, if he loses this week to the Eagles and they thrash him, could he get fired? He's on the hot seat right now, man. That owner said it's time to win this
No,
year.
he's not gonna get fired for losing to a better team. I mean, he's not gonna get fired.
I mean, that coach does have some wrestling in his background. As you know, his son owns AEW. I could see a little knee-jerk reaction going in there,
nah. If
I
they
don't
lose
know.
to the
We'll see.
Patriots, then he would get fired if they lost to like the Patriots, right?
And that's possible.
Or the Panthers. If they lost to like super garbage like the Patriots and Panthers, they probably.
You mean like
Fired.
when the Jets shit the bed last week against the Patriots?
Against Drake May.
But
And
you can't
Jacoby
fire the coach
Brissett?
because you already fired the coach. That's why you lost.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
John, just to be clear, we want the coach fired even when we win, sir.
Fact. We've been wanting him
That's
fired
true.
since last year. So
We'll jump into the grades because listen, I'm okay with Sirianni right now.
I'm
I
never
reserve
okay
my
with
right.
Sirianni.
You're okay with him now?
I'm never
No.
okay with Sirianni.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I had to ask again because I thought I heard that differently, but that's consistent with your own brand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into these grades real quick, and let's see. Diva? We're gonna let you pick. So you're a special guest of the show today. Do you want to grade the defense first, the offense, or Jalen Hurts?
Let's go ahead and grade Jalen Hurts since he always gets the most heat.
Okay. And since you picked that, you get to start off with the grade.
I give Jalen an A this week. Jalen performed very well. I don't know if you've been listening to the Eagles Elite podcast when I keep telling him 1, 2, 3, throw the ball, 1, 2, 3, run. If nobody's open, he played real precise this week. He looked a lot more comfortable than I've seen him all season or since 2022. And he was under center a lot more than what he's been in the past, and so I think that made him comfortable. It seemed like to me that Kellen Moore was calling majority of the plays. Still saw some Nick Sirianni plays in there, but he just looked more comfortable. His passes were accurate. He held on to the ball. He made sure he didn't have any interceptions. This is what game 4 with no interceptions. And he just took over like when he needed to. Like that one play where we thought Saquon he's gonna give it to Saquon, he ran it in for the touchdown. That's the Jalen I want to see. That's the Jalen that we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing him being dominant and throwing dimes like he threw that dime to Smitty. That was perfect, right in his hand. So I give Jalen an A. He did really well this week.
What about you, Cool?
He might be like he froze. Are you froze?
He's from. All right. Well, you know what? I'll step in while he comes back. Because you back? No.
I'm
All
not
right.
frozen.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was only going for like a quick second.
All right. So, give us your grade for Jalen.
A+, baby. A+.
You paused. You wanted to say there was some extra. Okay. All right.
A+.
Yeah.
We can't. If I could give him an A++, I would. He did everything he's supposed to do. Right? He only threw 20 times, but 16 of 20, 236, and a tutty. And of course, He ran for 3 tutties. So responsible for 4 tutties. Can we ask any more of the QB? I know people want to cry and say, oh, Saquon should have got a touchdown, tired of the tush push. Well, you can be tired of it, but you won't continue until people learn how to stop.
Tired of the tush push, man.
And that's logically what makes sense.
He's
great. Oh, and by the way, John, real quick, go back last year and watch the first 10 weeks episodes of Eagles Elite podcast. We have receipts, sir. Falsehoods and untruths that you continue to speak. We knew that Nick was a problem last year. Falsehoods, untruths. Even when we were winning, you can't win ugly all the time. You have to win good. We're winning better now. So that's encouraging. And a big part of it is A plus Jalen. Go ahead, guys.
A plus Jalen. All right. I like it. Listen, I agree with a lot. You did bring up a couple key points. One I like about you were bringing up that Smith tutty, but I did want to say this though. The funny thing that kind of makes me laugh when it comes to people saying Saquon should have got, a TD and this and that. Listen, when you say stuff like that, we know you're salty because you didn't hit your anytime touchdown bet. Okay. We know you didn't get what you needed in fantasy, and that's why you're really salty. I love gambling. I'm just as bad as anybody else gambling on football, so I'm not gonna, throw any glass stones at anybody's houses here. But I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, the game wasn't as good. I mean, you should have scored right there. Listen, yeah, he probably should have scored, but who cares? They won, and I'm giving Jalen an A+ as well. And here's my thing about it. I saw some things that I liked. I like that you brought up him being under center diva because, I want to see more of that from him. I want to see him be challenged, being put under center. I felt like in the past years, too much shotgun, not enough under center. And I feel like that's better for his growth as a quarterback. And I like what I saw play calling wise. He doesn't need to throw the ball 40 times to show that he's a good passer. The pass that I like is the 3rd and 16 that he threw the AJ on a dime for the first down. He got 17 yards. He went through his progressions. He did have a very comfortable pocket. He was averaging about 4 seconds per pass, which is really good. Checkered Fred, as some people like to call him, actually was holding down Trey Hendrickson this week. So he's graduated from the school of Stoutland U, and so he had a better game, which was surprising because Hendrickson he's an elite guy.
Y'all be dogging.
I don't dog Fred. I just know Fred ain't Lane, and so there's a downgrade from Lane to Fred no matter what.
But Fred been playing in all positions. Everybody on the offense got hurt. He didn't step up.
Yeah.
Well, he stepped Jordan up. But he played like Jordan Mailata this past week. You got to give people an opportunity. That's why you go out and get depth. So
you got to get some reps.
You got people that can step in.
You got to get some reps.
You can't just say, "Oh, somebody's trash" because they can't play as good as Jordan Mailata. That's a little outlandish in a way.
He's on IR. He ain't coming back this week, right?
Nah.
Who?
No.
Jordan Mailata. No, it'll be a few weeks.
He's on IR. He'll be back.
Yeah. So, I love when I was listening to the radio show up here. They had Hugh Douglas on, and he asked Jordan Miles, like, "How'd your big ass pull your hamstring? What are you doing running?" That's literally what he said to him, and I was like, good question there." But he gets an A from me. He did a lot. I can't really think of anything he did wrong. I looked at the game. I felt like he took advantage of opportunities when they were there. I felt he was decisive, about making a decision. He didn't seem like he was like, wondering what he should do. And the Bengals record doesn't show that. I think they're not a trash team. So I know some people were saying that, but Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. And I think Jalen likes to get up for these quarterbacks when he comes up against these, top 5, top 10 quarterbacks. He wants to be like, yo, I could show it too. You know what I mean? And I like that about him. And the thing I like about Jalen is he has shown the propensity to improve, and that's important in a quarterback, especially when they're young. So, I've seen some quarterbacks out there that don't seem to have that quality, you know, on other teams. And fortunately, we don't have one of those guys. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, he gets an A+ from me. So then what I would say is let's go to the defense since I brought that up. Cool. Let's have you tee off on the defense first.
So I'm gonna give the defense a B. The reason the
Okay.
defense doesn't give an A is because of the first quarter. You allowed the other team to dominate time of possession in the first quarter. But after that, second quarter is a little bit of a transition. But if we only had the second quarter and we didn't have the first quarter, I gave him an A. You got to start out stronger and help the team get those first quarter points. Because I also want to point out, we didn't score in the first quarter, but we did score on our very first drive. And the reason we didn't score in the first quarter is by the time we got the ball, it was like 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Because we allowed Cincinnati to dominate the first quarter time of possession. That's not on the offense. That's on our defense. But after that, you've seen them get right. You see them getting the right rhythm. You see them move correctly. And you see things move along the way they should. So, got to give them a knock for the beginning of the game. But Quinyon Mitchell played well. Heck, we can go through pretty much almost everybody played well.
Cooper DeJean.
Well,
I see people making love songs about that guy online this week.
Ever since he got in, it's a new youthness. It's another weapon that can be used in multiple ways. When you had Maddox in there, he's just a little guy playing nickel corner. You put DeJean there as a bigger guy, he can play corner as well. Maybe not as fast as some of the other guys, but he can play corner because he tackles well. He's young, he's hungry, and he's not getting dogged. Physical, all those things, you know. The Kobe Dean, good game. So many players. I'm gonna leave some for everybody else. I'm not gonna go first and try to talk about everything that happened. Great game overall. Held a dynamic offense of 17 points and scored 37. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I hear you on that. You know what I like about Cooper DeJean? He tackles.
Right.
I love that fundamental type of shit.
That's why I like about the whole defense right now.
Yeah. So Diva, time for you to tee off on this defense. Tell me what you got.
I'll give him a B-. For the first half and a little bit of the second half, they came out a little flat. I mean, the second quarter. They were allowing big plays. It seems that in the first half they wasn't tackling. The first quarter they wasn't tackling like they were supposed to. But they finally started adjusting in the second quarter, and then really came out and locked down in the second half. So I give him a B-. I feel like if we wouldn't have, like Poole said, gave him had all of the first quarter, and then we got the ball back with like 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, then you know what I mean? I don't think that they probably even would have had a chance to really score. But I give them a B- because they could have played a lot better. Should have played lockdown defense from jump. And yeah, that missed tackles. Y'all got to start tackling from as soon as the clock starts. Y'all better start hitting, and I mean hitting. And then I seen some plays where they were playing too far off and letting certain players get a lot of yards when they were catching the ball. So that's the reason why I give them a B-. But overall, I mean, after that, they played like they were supposed to.
I'm gonna give them an A-. Gang. Listen, this is my theory on this. Not far off from where you guys are at, and I think you guys present great points, and I do think there's something to be said for that. I feel like the game plan is they didn't want to let Jamar Chase blow up. He got 9 catches but 54 yards. They didn't let him get that long bomb TD because he's one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous receiver in the game right now. I debate that with people all the time, but Jamar Chase is that guy, and Joe Burrow is that guy. And the way they handled it, I think they were trying to limit the big play, which they did, and make them have to matriculate the ball down the field. That's what was frustrating. It did burn a lot of clock, and we didn't get off the field. And there were some third downs they converted where I'm just like, damn, can we get off the field here to even try to score points in the first quarter? You know what I mean? But, as the game played out and the game plan played out for me before my eyes, I feel like that's kind of what they wanted to do, and they did, and they executed it. And Nakobe Dean was having a hell of a game. I'm really happy to see that. I really, I'm happy with the team as far as how they're going. So they're not getting an A+ though, because I do agree, we need to get off that field earlier. So that's where I deduct on them. But I mean, overall, I have no problem with that performance.
Oh, and by the way,
Now
Darius Slay had more tackles than Cooper DeJean. Crazy work.
he did.
Hmm.
Darius Slay had
Yeah,
four tackles. DeJean had three.
he left the game. Wait, he leaves the
But
game
he,
like wait halfway
Yeah,
through.
he left the game
but Darius
after
Slay
he got
actually
burnt.
tackling because we know, he'd be like, I don't tackle. I won't be able to pay my kid when I retire and all that. So for him to go
Yeah,
out
he
there and
don't.
actually
Yeah,
tackle people,
yeah, yep. Well, that's because he feels them youngins creeping up on that job.
they're not just creeping up on him. They on his neck.
They right
Like
there on
Yeah.
they're on his neck.
So yeah,
no,
they know.
they Lance Stevenson. They stand beside him, blowing in his
Yeah,
ear.
yeah.
Hmm.
He feels that the necks on his hair going up as they breathe on it. So listen,
Hmm.
I'm happy with that. Now we got to get to the coaches. What do we give the coaching here? We usually break that down in a way. We're talking about the whole coaching overall, right? You could be going on the offensive side of the coach, so that's usually the way we roll on that. So why don't you start us off there? Cool.
So for coaching, I'm gonna give us a B plus.
Okay.
Again, you got to factor in there were a couple of drives where we should have done some things differently with the offense. A couple of plays where you kind of like that's definitely a Nick Sirianni play, and those stalled some things that could have happened to kind of have some guys out of the game earlier, and some of the young guys a little bit more time, in the game. But for the most part, as Diva already said earlier, this felt like a Kellen Moore called game. So many people have tried to argue us, oh, Kellen Moore doesn't run the ball, Kellen Moore doesn't this, Kellen Moore doesn't that. Listen, man, you give Kellen Moore Saquon Barkley, he's gonna run the ball, okay? Because he's not stupid, okay? I'm not saying
Hmm.
he's gonna go out there and run the ball 40 times a game with Saquon Barkley, but he's gonna utilize Saquon Barkley because he's not stupid. He's gonna throw the ball when necessary. He's gonna take shots. We like the big plays. If you're gonna go for the big plays, you got to throw 20 to 25 times. You can't bomb the ball down the field 30 times. You're gonna get big. Doesn't matter who you are.
Hmm.
So we're doing a great job of running plays for the most part that make sense. Some of them in there is kind of like why, right? Like honestly, goal line play, Jalen Hurts takes the ball and runs it instead of giving it to Saquon on that one not tush push play. Probably should just gave it to Saquon. He's a running back. He's usually taking those hits. He's in the hole. More so that than anything else, but I don't have a problem with him taking it because he's showing assertiveness, and that's what we complained about with Jalen. Clearly, there seems to be one voice dominating in his ears now and not two. So that can only bode well for the rest of the season. One more quick note: round with week 8, when Shane Steichen got there, that's when he started calling plays. So maybe we're seeing a parallel.
Yeah. It's funny you bring up Shane Steichen because a lot of people want to give a lot of credit to the coach and not enough to the player, right? A lot of
Hmm.
times. And when I look at the Colts right now, and this is, if you guys want to talk some NFL outside of this, you can come to sideline in the next hour. I don't think AR is that guy, and he wasn't that guy in college. Now, when you look at Jalen in college, he was that guy. He did pass in college successfully in two different systems, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson couldn't hit the broadside of the barn at Florida. I remember watching. I don't watch a lot of college football. I remember catching a game on the fly just by accident. It was Will Levis versus Anthony Richardson. Both those dudes, they would have got outpassed by Stevie Wonder. I just was like, wow. And the point I'm bringing it up is, they said let's hire Shane Steichen. He'll turn Anthony Richardson into the next Jalen Hurts. That's what they were thinking. Oh, are they sadly mistaken? I don't think that dude's putting in the work, and he doesn't have the dog in him that Jalen does. And so they're going to Joe Flacco. So it's just kind of funny. So we'll get to see that, but the coach got a lot of credit for Jalen, and he should, because I think he helped him develop. But it wasn't all Shane. Shane is he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. I think he is, but the players got to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. But what do you give the coach in there, Diva?
I give him an A minus. Just for some of the plays, like that one where we only needed 3 yards, and I think we threw like a lateral to Kenneth Gainwell. Make sure that if you only need 3 yards, make sure everybody is past the pylon so that we can get the first down. Or that should have just been an easy run play to get, the first down. I thought that was kind of foolish, a little stupid. But overall, there was a lot of movement and it was cohesive and concise, unlike it's been in the past games prior. So that's why I kind of think that Kellen Moore had a lot more to do with the play calling. And you saw that when we ran the ball, which we ran the ball a lot, that it opened up the pass game, and that's what running the ball does. It opens up the pass game, and that's how Jalen was able to make those long throws and be precise with it. And so just having a balanced game where you're running the ball, we're actually throwing it in the middle, which we barely even saw any plays where we threw it to the middle. And just being concise and switching it up. And they really wasn't able to really figure out what was going on because we was mixing it up. We wasn't doing the same plays over and over and over, throwing the ball, bombing the ball down the field, 2 and 3 different times, 4 different times, for Jalen to get picked off. So I give him an A- just for the little minus plays that I think was maybe Nick Sirianni. It might have been Kellen Moore, but they kind of remind me of Nick Sirianni plays. So that's why they get an A- for me.
Yeah, we'll never really know because they'll never tell us. But I one thing, they get an A- for me too. I think that they like Nick, and maybe that could be for bad reasons because he's too much of a player's coach. But I do think they're playing for him, and we've seen the opposite here where teams like, yeah, I'm not feeling this dude. I'll allow Chip Kelly, right? So I give them an A-. It's not perfect because there are some plays like that one, the Kenneth Gainwell, where it was like, what the hell were we thinking there? I don't know if that was a botch play or like, I don't know why. Kenneth Gainwell texted me, cool. He said he needs to stop. He needs to hear you stop talking crap. Call him Kenneth Gainwell. He's tired.
Talking about game list. I mean, he's been gaining well in the past few games.
Well, Kenneth Gainwell clearly doesn't watch Eagles Elite because I haven't been talking crap about him the last few weeks or this show because I've said on here as well, hey, I've talked a lot of smack about him. But because he is playing better now, I will call him Gainwell and not Gainless or doesn't gain well. Now you go back to playing like you were, your nickname comes back, sir. So you want to keep your name out my mouth negatively? Show me on the field, not in practice.
On the field.
Yeah, he needs to stay off social media while on the field. That kind of soured me on him actually when he did that. I was like, come on, bro, you're a professional athlete. When athletes get in people's DMs, I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like Jalen Reagor, remember that?
His 9 always dropping balls.
To be here, that was a complete organization failure.
What, Jalen Reagor? Yes. Oh yeah,
and Nelson Aguilar, both of them were complete failures.
But Aguilar contributed though. He contributed. He made some key catches in that Super Bowl win.
He made a few, but what about the rest of the season?
He got the all-time greatest burn by the local news station here. When they were talking to do the
when he was dropping babies. Yeah,
he's like, I caught it. Unlike Nelson Aguilar, I was like, damn, he fit that burning. It's like but Nelson was a good sport. But the thing I'll give Nelson, he was a good sport about it, and he wasn't jumping into dude's DMs like those other two that we just mentioned. You know what I mean?
Well, I gotta give him that because he would know he was right.
Yeah,
you can't get mad at the truth.
Yeah, but some people believe their own brand. You know what I'm saying? But this coaching staff, there's certain things that I like. The efficiency of running the ball. You still got 100 yards out of Saquon, 108, 4.9 per carry, 16 to 20. 4 touchdowns from Jalen, 3 rushing. He had 10 carries. Devontae, they wanted to get him involved. That was a beautiful pass. AJ Brown. The thing that I like the most, that's probably going a little unheralded. I know you might be on my side here, Cole. I think Grant Calcaterra is petitioning to take snaps from Dallas Goedert because Dallas can't seem to stay on the field. He's Mr. Glass, in my opinion. And, I think Jalen likes Grant, and he had a couple nice plays, three catches for 58 yards. I'm okay with that. He's getting a good share of the passes, really. If he's catching 3 balls out of 16 thrown, that's almost 25% there. And Grant's hungry. You know what I mean? So yeah, remember what I said at the beginning of the year? Dallas he's getting back in that LJ Smith award territory for me, man. I know he's hurt, but dude, he's hurt a lot. Is he not hurt every year, or am I imagining stuff?
I mean, we said that he's always hurt.
Here's the thing. Yeah, he's gonna be hurt every year. You're gonna have Dallas guys. You gotta understand there's gonna be 2 to 4 games a year he's not gonna be available.
Yep.
So having a guy like Calcaterra behind him, that is good. Right now, you got to remember Calcaterra had so many concussions in college that he quit football and then came back to playing. So if we can keep him
that I did not know
from getting his brain rattled, then we'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jack Stoll even contribute. I'm glad that we brought him back because I mean I like production from Jack Stoll too. So I mean, you know,
we gotta have 2 tight ends, and
you sure do.
Yeah. So listen, I'm with that. Give him an A-. Now we got a lot going on with you know, I liked the. I don't know if you guys noticed anything. I liked the way I saw Nakobe Dean play. He came out of college because he fell to the 3rd round. Had some injuries coming out of college, undersized, and I was wondering if this kid could get going. And I really think he's adapting and thriving, along with Zach Bond, which we got it. The Eagles have made some bad signings. Huff, he's still on the back of a milk carton for me. My guy's missing. Okay, and that I put that right up there with Jalen Reagor type of moves. Like we could put that in a whole box. But the positive side is they plucked Zach Bond out of nowhere. Nakobe Dean's coming along, so they're developing that talent. I give a lot of that credit to Fangio, in my opinion, when it comes to those 2 guys. And I'm really happy with seeing them. Those guys are flying around making plays. I believe Nakobe led the team in tackles. If I'm not, no, Zach Bond did, but Nakobe is right behind him with 7 solo and 2 assisted, and 4 assisted, 8 solo for Zach Bond, followed by Reed Blankenship with 6 and 3. The development of the young players, Quinyon Mitchell, like every game he's playing better. I'm seeing the D-line play better. I just, man, Nolan Smith is getting in there too. I'm appreciating that. I see he's coming along because, and they did bring that up. I think someone brought that up on the telecast, or I was hearing this on a talk show somewhere. Nolan, and we were asking that last year, like, why was Nolan Smith not on the field?
Because they know what to do with him.
Yeah, well, now they do. Because you got a guy that knows defense in Vic Fangio. As an Eagles fan, am tickled. I feel like that's the best coordinator we had in a long time. He just, you're gonna have your ups and downs, but he knows how to call a defense. That we know about Vic Fangio. So
I think he's the best one we've had since Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
Well, I think, in my opinion, that upper management is letting him call play, like letting him do what he do. I think before with some of the coordinators, they wouldn't letting them really have full control of what they wanted to do. Like Jim Schwartz, for instance. McDermott was doing his thing for a while, but I think they kind of stepped in. But Vic is somebody they've always wanted. Right. Vic is somebody they've always wanted, so I believe they give him full control. And I think that's why he's able to do what he do, because they know, they like that bend but don't break defense. That's something we switched to after good old Jim Johnson died. So I feel like they give Vic the keys to do whatever he wants to with the defense. And I think that's the difference between some of the other players. I mean, the other coaches that we had. I know they showed and give it to Gannon.
Let's not forget Juan Castillo, an offensive line coach. They made a defensive coordinator.
That was right after Sean McDermott. I remember that game. That was because didn't Sean McDermott get fired after the Kenny Britt game, where Kenny Britt had the best game of his career?
He got fired. Personally, I think he got fired because Andy Reid was scared that he was going to take his job.
Sean McDermott.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then he went to Carolina. I actually got a chance to meet him, and real cool guy. And I told him, I said, man, you should still be.
He won you over with a beer. Now I see what happened. This dude bought you a beer, didn't he?
No, I didn't even have a beer, sir.
I'm just joking with you.
I didn't even have a beer then, sir.
I'm just joking, But yeah, McDermott. Yeah, man, he's a good coach too, and he comes from that Andy Reid tree. Yeah, he definitely. I remember that as an Eagles fan. I'm like, yeah, okay, we fired Sean McDermott, but we went to Juan Castillo. What the F is going on? That's when I knew that the Andy Reid era was going to end. When that move happened, I was like, oh, shit. And you know where you can see a recent example of that? When the Patriots were like, you know what? We're not going to have an offensive coordinator this year. We're going to let Matt Patricia call some plays. And I was like, wow, that reminds me of Andy Reid before he left the Eagles. Yo.
And
so, you know,
same thing happened.
Same thing happened. I was just like, yo, you can't do that kind of shit. He called defense at high school. Get what? No, man, I'm sorry. Could you call defense for the Sheboygan Raiders? I'm not trying to hear about like you calling defensive plays, the grown ass professional athletes.
He wasn't even good enough to call plays for Small Corner Louisiana State University. Come on, man.
Yeah, like, and you know, I felt like Juan Castillo. You know, of course, if you're a coordinator, he's gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, I could do it. You're trying to move up in the ranks. You're not gonna say no. Andy had no business putting him in that position. He did that man no favors for his career. I remember that. Like, I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done this season. I'm done. I was like, I'm done. But I think that's why the Eagles are a little bit more hands-on, because they had that where Andy Reid was pretty much the executive of everything, and then you would get stuff like that. So, you know, there's a positive, negative. Sometimes the Eagles are too hands-on, sometimes they're not, you know, but I do know at least we have a way better owner than the Cowboys, because that dude is trash juice. Like, can you imagine being a fan of a team and the owners wanted a dude like that? You're trapped. You got to leave. You got to leave the team.
When your owner's up there talking about how long your meat is, there's something wrong. It is something really wrong. All right. I would have been gone. I think that's why Michael Parsons I think he wants to be an Eagle. I'm gonna be honest.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
No Diddy. Well, I don't know. That is a Diddy. Diddy father. That's Diddy's father. He learned from the best.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, man.
I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, Dak is whack, by the way. For all those people that love to say, oh, I take Dak over Jalen. Would you now? Well,
it's mighty funny that Michael Parsons and Diggs went on podcasts, said they didn't even have Dak on the list, but they had Jalen on the list. So that says a lot.
Yo, these dudes in this podcast, man, back in the day, man, you would have got gripped up in a locker room for yeah, I know that's their real feelings, but if that was even like back in the day, you get to talk smack about your teammate like that, you're getting gripped up, man. I'm just saying. I think they're right, but the ultimate is
he's not playing like a top quarterback.
He's not.
You're paying him the most money any quarterback's going to get starting next year. He's not even playing like a top quarterback.
Yeah, man. Teams are afraid not to have that quarterback.
But my thing is,
thank you, Jerry Jones. Appreciate you.
What did he do last year to make you be like, yeah, let's give you $50 million? Like, he played the same exact day he played this year, the exact same way he played last year. So I don't understand the year before that and the year before that. Okay, so I'm not understanding like what made him be like, yeah, let's go give Dak all this money, and then you barely wanted to sign CD Lamb. And CD Lamb is just talking trash to him every week. Like, I don't think he likes Dak no more.
I don't think he ever liked
that. You guys are forgetting the ultimate diss on Dak Prescott, and that man
I'm not
is now.
Can I say it? Can I say it?
I want it, but I'll let you say it. Let's see if you're right. I wanted to say it, but go ahead.
Rain Dakota Prescott.
No, that's not what I have, but I like that too.
No.
Wait.
I'm not finished. Rain Dakota Prescott is the black Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Hold on.
I never forget that, sir. Never.
Now he's playing with Josh Allen, you know. So talk about getting off an island and being set free. Amari Cooper is a free man now. That man's like, I'm here. I'm on a winning team. Yeah, man. That was dude. They shipped him out so quick after that. I was like, well, it wasn't quick, but I was like, oh damn, and then he was gone. I was like, all right, you know.
Go ahead, sir.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and then Amari Cooper say, you know what, Deshaun Watson's not the answer. Let me get up out of here. But shout out to him, because again, Kirk Cousins is the white Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is the black Kirk Cousins. Never will forget that, sir. That will always be used as long as one of these individuals play in 5 years after they retire.
And Deshaun Watson is the P. Diddy of football.
He is.
Well, there's one difference.
No men.
Oh, no men.
Yeah, no baby oil. There was definitely baby oil. I know there was baby oil involved.
Baby oil, but no men. And no children.
It's been lotion. It had to be baby oil. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't like baby oil.
Yo, some dudes I just never get. Like, you know, I was a big Deshaun Watson fan, and I was just like, oh. and I defended him. I was like, oh, people are trying to get him, and then I'm like, oh man,
All
after
I'm saying
30,
is, all I'm saying is this: from what we've been told, Deshaun Watson got relaxation from masseuses, what some people would call a happy ending. That's what he got, right? So I feel like I'm not saying it's right, but we're over vilifying him when he just got happy endings. That's really what happened. He paid for happy
I
endings.
mean, and how we didn't know they didn't want to do it. You know
that's
what I mean?
so
They
I that's
realized they could get
you
money, so they
know,
came up. Oh, he made
man.
me. How he gonna make you give him a happy ending?
Well,
They probably
listen,
liked his nice little body and was like, "Yeah, let me go on down and massage this area a little more."
Yeah,
listen, I don't know
he
where
made
to
a couple
go on
extra
that,
hundred.
but I will tell you that where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know if he did anything criminal, but it definitely was something that, well, I'll say isn't quote unquote kosher. You know what I mean?
Hey,
But
you
yeah,
offer me
listen,
a happy ending.
I look at it
I'm
like this.
probably gonna be
Some
like, go ahead.
dudes they want to feel that power where they could like, I want that girl. He would go on that Instagram and be like, I want that girl. Whereas if you were just looking to get a release, you could have just went to Thailand and straight up
Why
partied
do
and
you
it's
gotta
been
fly?
all good.
You gotta fly to Thailand.
All right. You could go to the Bunny Ranch in Las Vegas.
I mean, you
Or
know,
you
the
could
masseuses be full of people from Thailand and China. So I mean, it could have been one
right.
of them.
And you know what the
Or
funny part is? I have to always go back to this. Deshaun Watson gets vilified. Robert Kraft
oh
was
yeah.
getting happy endings from sexually trafficked women from other countries, and that was completely gone after like a week.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
we're
I
still
do.
talking about Deshaun Watson, and we're clapping when he gets hurt, but we're not appalled at
Oh
all about what Robert Kraft was doing.
yeah, I
That's the
Did
wasn't
joke.
clapping. I wasn't clapping when he got hurt though.
didn't they also say that the Panthers ex owner did the same thing? Reason why he sold the team.
Jerry Richardson.
I,
Jerry Richardson was like a old Dan Snyder up in the building.
yeah, I heard that too. That's part of the reason why he had to sell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can listen. I don't know the full of it, but you're right about the craft thing too. But listen, I think Kraft is more crafty in covering up his tracks than some people might be because, I just don't know. I did
I'm
not
gonna be
cheer when he
honest.
got hurt. I did
The
not cheer when
story
he got hurt.
doesn't the story doesn't go on because Robert Kraft is or isn't crafty.
Yeah.
The story does or doesn't go on because the owners of the network say, "Hey, you keep talking about Robert Kraft, we're gonna fire you."
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that happens 100%. I
Yeah,
no doubt about that. But I will
that's
say
what it
this,
is.
for me, I did not cheer when he got hurt. I think that was crazy. I always thought he was being vilified to a certain extent because the thing I know about sports fans is this, and this is true of any city. If he wins you a championship, that will all be in the rearview mirror. You'll be like, what? What? I don't know. I don't remember that. You know what I mean? And it's true. And in the
Well,
NFL, if you have talent, short of murdering someone or raping someone, they'll get you back on the field. If you don't have talent, they're like, yeah, cut this dude. We've seen
uh,
it a million times.
I mean, and it probably just comes down. I mean, I hate to bring race, but I mean, Big Ben got accused of the same thing, and that went away, and everybody still
Oh,
loved Ben.
I
But
never
And
loved
then
Gray
Bill had
Dick.
the nerve to come out and say something about Deshaun Watson. I'm like, bruh, you actually raped
Yeah.
somebody, not
Yeah.
just got a happy ending. You
Yeah.
actually raped somebody. You got the nerve to come out and say anything.
Big Ben,
You should be scared somebody gonna bring up
I
your
mean, we're
stuff.
going off the rails here, but I will say to you,
Yeah,
I have freely used the name Raplesberger. So, so
I like that.
yeah, Gray Dick. I've heard that as his name too, and that you can Google that for that. We won't get into that here. It's a family show, psych. But I'm just saying, yeah, that dude, nah. So listen, we only got a few minutes left, so we're gonna jump into this Bengals. Damn, we already waxed the Bengals. This Jags game. Yeah.
Wax on, wax off.
Yep. What is the keys to the game here? How can the Eagles win this game? What do you think the keys are to the game? Cool. Why don't you start us off with what you think the keys to victory here is for the Eagles in week 9?
Even gonna say this one too. Run the freaking ball. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, take what the defense gives you. The defense gives you the short pass, take the short pass. They give you the play over the top, take the play over the top. They give you the QB run, take it. Don't do anything fancy. Don't overthink it. Take what the defense gives you. Be smart. Take what the defense gives you on the offensive side. Defensive side, continue to play press, man. Mix in some zone. Give them different looks, right? And eat. Trevor Lawrence is having troubles. Make that man not even want to play this week. Make him want to be Anthony Richardson and say he's tired. You know what I'm saying? Get after him. Attack him. Attack the
Tap
line.
out.
Make him tap out. Make him be an AR5. That's pretty much it for me. Dominate.
Okay. What say you, Diva?
I just say play a balanced game like you did last week. Do exactly what you did, if not better, last week. Run the ball, throw the ball, like Cool said. Take what the D is giving you. Jalen's looking a lot more comfortable, so he's able to read the field a lot more better and scan the field a lot more better than he was a few weeks ago. So just keep doing what you're doing. Defense, as I say, I want to see head and shoulder spokesperson on the ground. I want him looking up at Lincoln Field at the sky. Keep pressure on him because I mean he is not playing well at all. So all you gotta do is just pressure. Like I expect to see Nolan Smith pressuring. I expect to see N'Kobe Dean, Josh Sweat. I hope you step up this week because I don't know where you was last week. And yeah, just play man press coverage, zone sometimes, and just make sure that you keep the pressure on them. I know Travis Etienne. I don't know if he's playing. I know he might be questionable. But shut the run game down. Because he's not really as good as he was anyway. And I think the other running back they got, he all right, but he ain't all of that. Shut the run game down and just keep it locked down. That's all you got to do. It's simple.
Tank Bigsby, baby. So yeah, they got Tank. They got the other dude there. I forget his name, but Travis Etienne. He's been a little banged up. They traded Cam Robinson to the Vikings, and I agree with what a lot of you guys said. Now their secondary is awful in Jacksonville. So if they remain balanced and they set up the pass play with the run, you will see some fireworks in the passing game in this game, I believe, because they have an awful secondary. Now I think this game will be closer than the spread indicates because we are favored by 7.5 because they have gotten some key players back on defense in Jacksonville. Won't be enough for them to win this game, not even close, but there will be some moments. And they don't have any receivers, by the way. Their starting receiver is going to be Parker Washington. Gabe Davis is banged up. Christian Kirk's out for the year. Brian Thomas is banged up, so he might be playing. I haven't checked on the status of him. You really don't know what people are truly going to do till Thursday or Friday during the practice week. They got Evan Ingram. So, N'Kobe Dean, we need you to cover this guy. We need the linebackers to get after this dude. He is a talented tight end. I do think Trevor Lawrence hasn't been playing well, but I don't think it's indicative of his skill set. I think it's more indicative of how they're running that team and they're calling the plays. The Eagles need to be balanced. And the reason why I like seeing under center more by Jalen is I want to see more play action. And you really need to be under center. Not all the time, but I think a lot of the times to do play action, I think it's more effective when you're under center than going from the shotgun. And I think that there'll be a lot of opportunities for that. I definitely see a deep ball coming to AJ, maybe Devontae. I see some big plays. I say I'm going to call right now that Jalen Hurts is going to throw for over 300 yards, and Saquon's probably going to have about 125 yards of total offense out of him. So I see that happening. He's going to catch some balls out of the backfield, and the Jaguars are going to get poached on Sunday. And my score prediction would be I see a 34-17 Eagles. What do you guys think the score is going to be?
I see a 35 or 38 to 17 Eagles.
Cool. You're muted.
You're on mute.
I'm going to go 37-16. A touchdown and 3 field goals is all they're going to be able to get out.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
Maybe 2 touchdowns. So I'll give them 16.
So we're all in the same area. I want to go. So they're going to cover. They're going to cover that over. If you believe that, throw money on it because this guy will. But I'll be there in person in that lower end zone, repping that Kelly Green, and then I'll be off to Vegas the next day because that's my week setting up nights.
I will not be there.
No, well you'll be. You're going to that. You're going to that Washington game later on, right?
Not this season. I normally do, but it's on my daughter's birthday this year, so I won't be going.
Gotcha. So we're gonna do a quick counterfeit green. Does anybody have any counterfeit greens?
Our counterfeit green is Fletcher Cox going after Le'Veon Bell, telling him that he don't do the internet talk and to give him a call, and he called him a boy. I said, okay, Fletcher Cox. He said something about Fletcher Cox wearing that blouse during Super Bowl.
Hey,
Oh, damn.
that
You
was
talking about the
suspect.
onesie?
That was suspect.
He's
Not
talking
the
about the onesie?
actual women's blouse he had on and stuff. That was
Yeah, it
suspect.
was. Yeah, it was.
You talking
My
about that
counterfeit
jumper?
green
You
is
talking about that jumper?
No,
Yeah,
that
the-
blouse. Remember, he had
not a
the
blouse
Super Bowl.
blouse.
He had that blouse up under the darn blazer.
The
Yeah,
blazer.
Yeah, man, he's
with
been hanging out with the Ezekiel Elliott stylist. You know, when he'd be wearing them belly shirts. So,
wasn't a good look.
That's part of why we lost Super Bowls. Our man came in with a blouse
Yeah,
on.
stuff
But
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
counterfeit
Whatever.
green is the Jalen Hurts haters within the fan base. Even though he's playing well, when he's not playing well, you chirping, you're all over social media. When he's playing well, the only thing you do is, oh, he missed this throw, oh, he missed that throw. You never give him props when he plays well. And that's the problem I have with all you Hurts haters. You're just
Haters
hating
gonna
on
hate.
Jalen Hurts.
Mhm.
I get it, he has bad weeks. And when he has bad weeks, I'm like, hey, bad week. But when he has good weeks, where y'all at? Y'all not like, okay, we did have a good week. No, you just find one thing to talk about. So you know what? Be happy with yourself. Keep hating on a dude that's a millionaire athlete that's going to bring us a Super Bowl, I believe. And even when he does that, it's not going to stop your hating. But guess what? He's not concerned with you hating on him. You're just wasting your own stupidity and energy.
I got a counterfeit green. F you to the NFL schedule makers for trying to mess up my football Sunday because I like to
Feel
watch all
me,
the
doctor.
games.
I love it.
Moving it to 4:00 for the Colts and the Vikings for Sam Darnold and what they thought was Anthony Richardson, and now it's Sam Darnold for Joe Flacco. You're gonna tell me Trevor Lawrence versus Jalen Hurts wasn't more entertaining? Are you out of your what? What are they playing for? Are the Colts playing for first place? Who made this decision? The Colts fan base, what, it got like 40 fans, maybe 100. I don't know. They gotta. I'm just saying, if you're gonna draw more TV attention, you want the Eagles or do you want the Colts or the Vikings? There's some Vikings fans out there. I know some
It's
few.
the Jaguars' fault.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, because they stink.
It
Trash.
sucks so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, the Colts are undercover suckers too. I mean, now they might look better with Flacco. I mean, but listen, I don't understand from a market perspective, from a team perspective. Yeah, it could be a blowout. Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be one of the young quarterbacks. I guess they're like, no, he's not. But to me, then that cancels out AR and Trevor Lawrence. Okay, the same type of situation, right? They're disappointing. All right, you could argue that, but you got Jalen Hurts versus Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they're 5-2, but they lost 2 in a row. That's buckus. That should be a Sunday night game. And they're disrespecting the
You
Kelly
got to do it
Green.
like 3 weeks early. That's the problem. You have
Yeah.
to make the change like 3 weeks early. So what it did was they projected hate. They hate projected on the Eagles, and that's why they did that hogwash. But that's okay, because the best way to pay you back is go out there and prove you right by dog walking the Jaguars. Dog walk them.
They're gonna
Whoop
poach them.
them tricks.
Yeah, whoop them tricks. Well, on that note, after we whoop some tricks, we are going to sign off. Thanks for showing up and hanging out with us, Diva, being on the show again. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Cool as always. Tell them where to catch you guys on your other podcasts and your socials. Everybody knows Cool on here, but Diva, tell them where they could find you.
I'm on Wednesdays with my brother Cool at Eagles Elite Podcast. You can catch us every Wednesday at 8:30. And I'm on every major streaming platform: Facebook, Google, Sierra Cobb, not Google, but X, on everything. IG, Diva336 on IG, and Sierra Cobb on Facebook. So holla at us.
There you go. So we're going to end this stream. Thank you for listening, folks. Thank you for coming in. Gene will be back next week. And I might not be on. We'll see, because I might be in Vegas. We'll have to see. We have to see how alcohol flows. But with that being, yeah. With that being said, no Diddy in Vegas, though. But with that being said,
No Diddy. No Diddy.
no Diddy.
No Diddy.
We're not telling you to Diddy. We're telling you to no Diddy. And we're telling you to take it birds deep. Peace, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
That's funny. Damn, your sister's out